Good morning, my loves. Happy Tuesday. Yes, I'm a little puffy. Allergies are getting to me. One thing that I forgot that I was allergic to that shall remain nameless. I'm horribly allergic to cats. I don't care. I love this little furry beast. I'll suffer with the allergies. So please pardon the sniffles and the puffy eyes. So, a little bit of a cloudy day today. It's going to be amazing, though. It's a good day. High today is 109. So, yeah, it'll be a little warm. Today is July 1st. Here in the U.S., we're getting close to a birthday, 248 years old. Yeah, that's how old the United States of America is. And it's showing its age right now. It's having its moments. This is not going to be political content. I don't do political content. But the 4th of July is here. It's this week. A lot of people are really excited. A lot of people are really sad. America right now, the U.S. is going through some, let's just call it growing pains. And we all know growing pains can be painful and ugly. And that's being very kind, and it's an understatement. But I want everyone to please, if you are a U.S. citizen, if you're living in the U.S., please just take a few moments and realize, recognize, remember what this country was founded on. When the Pilgrims came here, I mean, before they got here, it was just the indigenous people, and they had their own problems, tribes battling tribes. There's always going to be conflict, man versus man. And then those on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria came a-traveling. They wanted to escape tyranny. They wanted to escape religious persecution, personal persecution. They wanted a right to live their life their way. Yes, Finn, we know you want a life to live your way too. We know that, honey. But they came here searching for their dream, for their life, to live their life their way, to have a country that isn't run by tyrants, by tyranny, where you're not taxed to death, where you can voice your opinions and your thought. You can practice whatever religion you want to practice. That's what this country was founded on. Well, overall, if you had to grade the U.S., we're doing, I would give it a B+. We're doing pretty well. The last few years, we've had our moments. But look how far we've come. We are a melting pot of the world where people have known they can come here for, quote unquote, the American dream. They can come here and get an education and work. If they work hard, you can get anything. You can, start out farming and end up with a beautiful farm. You can start out, in a shop and end up owning shops. Restaurants. You can start out with a little bistro and end up having a 5-star restaurant. Anything is possible if you work hard and you're dedicated. And we need to remember that. That's why people came to Ellis Island as the first stop. For those that don't know, when you come to America years ago, the first stop immigrants would come on the boats was Ellis Island. That's where they were processed. And with my relatives, my dad's family, the last name is Minge. Well, actually, it isn't. It's Menzies, Menzies. But with that Welsh Scottish brogue, they couldn't understand it, of course, so they changed it from that to Minge. So there you have it. So people kind of lost a little bit of their identity. You weren't going to, argue with immigration, but okay, it is what it is. But they came to America with nothing, and they made terrific lives for themselves. And I'm proud of each and every one of those people. I'm proud of my ancestors who came over from Wales and did great things. That's wonderful. The earliest one that I personally know of was a barrister, an attorney for Francis Bacon. Yeah. And the first Mingy property was actually what is now Williams Mary College. And there's still a little cemetery there that is a family cemetery. That's kind of cool, but it just shows how far people can come. And with all of that, there was conflict. We had, you know, the American Civil War, the Civil War, just so many wars in the United States that are still going on. They call them conflicts now. Wars within the United States, race wars, political wars, religious wars. That's sad. But I want us to take a moment and to think about and thank anyone who has ever served in the military. And for that matter, anything, because we have a lot of dogs out there that were bomb dogs. Those canines are amazing. So thank them, because they got us where we are today. Maybe not in the little mess we're in currently, but they protected each and every one of our civil rights, our beliefs, our liberties, our freedoms. They fought. When you go into the military, you take an oath, you sign up, and you know what you're getting into for the most part. I still have my trauma therapy practice, and I have a lot of veterans that I just adore, these guys and gals, of course. And yeah, they knew what they were signing up for. They didn't know everything, because you don't know what it's like to be under fire until you're in Kuwait being shot at, until you're in Afghanistan, until you're in Iraq and your best friend's next to you and they're blown up. You can't imagine that, but that's what they go through. That's what they signed up for. A lot of them are young married people, and they get married right before they're deployed, right before they're shipped out. And some of the marriages work, some of them don't. Some of them can handle the stress and the strain, the separation, the fear, the worry. It's a lot on the spouses that are here. And it's not just wives that are here, because a lot of women are deployed. It's male and female are left here to raise the kids, to do the best they can. God bless them. It's not easy, but they do it. And it takes very strong, committed, passionate people to be able to do that and to make that marriage work, and to know that, okay, daddy's deployed, he'll be home in a year, 2 years, but what will it be like when he comes home? Yeah. And then he's home for maybe 6 months and he's deployed again. I also have clients that are government contractors who were in the military and now they're consultants, and they get deployed. And it's still the same thing, a different title, the same thing. And it's hard on them, it's hard on their families, it's hard on them to maintain relationships. But they do it for each and every one of us. They do it to protect my rights, my freedoms, my liberties, so that my granddaughter can have an amazing future ahead of her and be anything she wants to be. And I know she will. So just take a moment and say thank you to those who have fought and protected each of us, that have fought and protected everything that this country was founded on, everything within the Declaration of Independence that Thomas Jefferson signed. Freedom, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. That's something I think everybody wants. Everybody wants. Everybody deserves freedom, a right to pursue happiness, a right to an education, a right to pray however you want to pray, to voice your opinions, to agree to disagree peacefully. That should be everybody's right. Whether you're male, female, no matter what country you're from, no matter your gender, that's your right. It doesn't make any difference. You have the right to be happy, to have peace, to have clarity, to have a place to live, a place to raise your family, a place to worship God in your language, in your way. So just take a moment and thank those that were in the service that sacrificed. Maybe you have family members. I know I have family members, had family members that served. And thank you doesn't quite cover it. It's the best I can do. Honor them. Buy them a cup of coffee, give them a hug. If you see somebody, thank them for their service. Absolutely. I deal with veterans at work. They get in car accidents too. And if I know that they're a veteran, if I see that they have VA benefits, I will always thank them. Always. It's the least I can do is respect. And take a moment to thank our founding fathers for having the balls, for having the courage to leave England, to walk away from everything that they had known their entire lives, to walk away from their families, to get on those boats and travel thousands of miles to a country they didn't know what was there. And they made it work. They worked together for a common goal. They had their problems, they had their arguments, they had their battles, they had their issues. They made it work. Sometimes you have to put your problem aside, your personal problem, and focus on the common goal. They did that, and America was formed. That's pretty awesome. And for many, 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 many years, America was the be-all, end-all. That's where everybody wanted to be. Everybody wanted to live in America. Everybody wanted a chance for the American dream. It was the goal. It was the standard. It was the bar. Now, everybody has their own opinion, and I'm staying out of that. But this 4th of July, this Independence Day, as you celebrate your independence and your freedom, thank those who made it possible, and be safe.